There's an RV in Seoul. How cool is that? It is a hot but beautiful day in Gangnam. So Jeannie, where are we?
We're at Gallery 8.
And we can look at the other one, 37 one. Let's see where. We're so
But
greedy.
this one's for one person.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh.
Never mind. So what's this one, Jeannie?
This one is the carbonara. And over here is the mushroom risotto.
Oh, so we got our salad.
The salad came out.
And the great thing about Korea is they give you these things that look like little aspirin tablets, but you put water on them and they turn into water napkins.
Oh, like in the movie Spy.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't. I was agreeing with you and I haven't even seen the movie. I'm like, yeah, just like that movie.
Like Melissa McCartney, she like looks at this and she thinks it's a marshmallow, so she eats it, and then Jude Law, like her crush, is like, no, that's not what you do. And then the next time she goes, it is a marshmallow.
And she's like,
And she was like, no,
that's a hand
that's a
napkin?
hand napkin. She's like, no, it's a marshmallow. The other girl, she eats it, and it was a marshmallow.
Yeah, that sounds about what I would do. Are you dressing or undressing, Jeannie?
Making it looser.
I love it. Okay guys, here's the thing, right? Jeannie and I, we live in the same building. We're constantly texting each other. So it's not like we see each other like once a week and there's so many things to catch up on.
Yeah.
Sort
We
of like,
basically know. People ask me what you're doing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, ask her.
We're like a married couple that lives on different floors of the house. And the passion is gone from the marriage, so there's no sex.
Yes, and we sleep in separate quarters. Right.
And it's an open marriage. That's the sort of relationship we have. So trying to find something to talk about is, on one hand, very natural, but on the other hand, it's half the time we're just eating in relative silence.
Yeah.
Hence we get along so great. It's like we talk and then we come and eat and then we just shut up and eat.
That's not awkward. That's gone forever. Thank you.
See, I'm gonna share my wet nap.
So you don't care about germs.
We really don't. I think there was one time there was food that dropped on my apartment floor and Jeannie kind of just picked it up and ate it.
I mean,
And again, my apartment
Yeah.
is damn clean.
it's pretty clean. I know she like, was it
I spritz.
everything?
I think my floor is probably cleaner than most restaurant workers' hands, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mine is not. I try. What has been going on in your life recently, Chaweon? We've had that break. In Korea, the first week of March was just all holidays.
You mean May?
May. We're in May now.
And month, March, May. Yeah, I did a staycation the first week of May, and I literally just laid in bed about 20 hours a day, no joke. And I watched Netflix, and I watched 2 or 3 movies about the occult. That's basically what I did the first week of May. How about you, Jean?
Were they like documentaries?
No, they were. One of them was called The Witch, and it's a pretty recent. It's a pretty recent movie. It won an award, I think, for Best Director at the Cannes Film Festival. And it's based upon testimony from the Salem witch trials, I think. Salem witch trials. It was a bunch of Puritan girls back in like the 16th, like, you know, when you think of pictures of Puritans, you know, the people who first came over to America and they had Thanksgiving with the Native Americans, with the hat and the apron, and the guys with the and the breeches and stuff. Do you like that? It's like, instead of describing the clothes, charade, right? Now Vogue. So it's then back in like the late 1600s, and so it's about a family that got kicked out of their Puritan colony. So they were so hardcore Puritans. Even the other Puritans were like, you guys are just doing it too hard. And they're like, fine, we're gonna leave. We're gonna go out into the wilderness. And back then, you know, it was kind of scary. I was reading an interview by the director, and he was talking about how before the advent of modern electricity, wooded areas at nighttime, I mean, all you had was the moon, right? Maybe you had like a couple of candles and that was it. The wooded areas were scary. Even when, I don't know about you, but my cousins, one of them, they live in a pretty wooded area in Virginia. So even driving there at night is kind of scary. Besides the fact that there's winding roads, you know, it's just like you're driving and then you start to think, oh, what if my car broke down? And then I had to get up. You know, it's like a horror movie scenario. And that's with, you know, like the occasional street lamp and cell phone coverage. But back then in the Puritan days, they didn't have any of that, right? So they go out to the edge of the woods. And this Puritan family, it's mom, dad, and like 5 kids. And the youngest one is a baby, like a newborn baby.
Oh, because they were kicked out.
They were kicked out.
But why'd they leave at night?
Oh, they left during the day. But, you know, they built like a cabin. They have crops and everything. The crops are failing. Bad stuff is happening. Like, it's not looking good. And then the eldest daughter, she is babysitting the youngest baby, and she's playing peekaboo with the baby, like peekaboo, peekaboo, and the baby's like literally like right on her lap, or like right on like the meadow. And then she does peekaboo one last time, and the baby is gone. Like literally, like it's almost like the baby's like where the salad bowl or the salad plate is for me, and the baby's gone. It turns out, I mean, the name of the movie is The Witch. There are witches living in the woods. But it's also a tale about how, because the script was written from almost word for word testimony from, whether it's the Salem witch trials or some other trials back in the day, it's about these girls who are, like, let's say like 13 to maybe 15 years old, and they're usually the ones who are accused of being witches or who are involved in this stuff. And our last video, we were talking about formative years, right? Like teenage experiences that made us go from girls to women. In some cultures, that's extremely threatening. For Puritans, the innocence of childhood and then the body starting to change, a girl becoming, I guess, more sexually attractive, that was considered like a big deal. It's about the eldest girl. She's blossoming into a beautiful woman, and all these things, like the baby disappearing, the crops failing, and all these other things happening in the movie, the family starts to think that she's a witch. Visually, it was amazing, and the storyline was so interesting. Yeah, so I really like that, and I also watched, is it called The Personal Shopper? It's that movie with Kristen Stewart.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, that one, where she is a personal shopper slash kind of psychic whose twin dies, and she's trying to get in touch with his dead spirit. Oh, and there was another one, another movie, I forget the name, it was The Dark Song, The Lost Song, and this movie is a British movie, and I hear from occult circles that it's the most accurate depiction of what it means or what it looks like to actually do a full, like, several months long ritual. And it's about a woman. She hires an occult specialist, and they're going to basically do like this, I guess, very obscure but powerful occult ritual. She wants to see her son who's dead. She wants to see his spirit, and she wants to make contact with the dead. And this ritual is supposed to help her do that. Okay? And the story is about also the rigors of doing a ritual like this. And this movie was interesting because it made me think, okay, if I were put in that situation and I had to do the ritual, I personally wonder if it would work simply because it's so rigorous, right? It's almost like training to be like a Shaolin monk, right? So it's sort of like, would the ritual work because I'd be so out of it by the end of the 6 or 7 months that they're cooped up in the house that I would just be having delusions? and my body and my mind would be pushed to the brink of insanity, or is there something to it? So that's what happened to me.
Was that scary as well?
It wasn't. It was a psychological thriller. I would say The Witch is more of a psychological horror movie. Dark Song was a psychological thriller, and Personal Shopper is just a ghost story. Nothing very scary happens, actually.
Like, all the witch stuff that I hear from you, it's not like scary. It's not scary things. It just seems like you work with energies.
Oh yeah.
But all the movies about like witches are like scary as shit. They're just like about, I guess dark magic's the one that's interesting. Nobody wants to make a movie about like, you know, white magic or anything. Like,
Oh yeah, like
is that why? Like, why are they all so like depicted as such like dark? Thank you. You want some pasta?
oh yes, thank you. It's like Jeannie was very good and ate all her vegetables. I'm like pushing my vegetables to the side, and I'm like, meh. No, like Jeannie and I, we went to Buddha's birthday. The reason why the first month of May, or first week of May, a lot of people have that entire week off is because it's Buddha's birthday. So it's kind of like Christmas if you're Buddhist. And so we went
to, and everything.
Yeah, it's great. So we went to a Buddhist temple. There's all these Buddhist, thank you. There's all these Buddhist temples in Seoul. And there's one like right by this huge underground mall called Bogunsa. Bogunsa. And we go there and we're just like literally taking a 30-second walk between one set of lights and another set of lights, so it's kind of dark. And Jeannie, she's so cute. She was just like, this is scary.
This is dark.
But yeah, was it because we were semi in the woods?
Maybe. There were too many trees. What is it about trees that makes things scary?
Goddamn trees. No, and I think I sort of scared Jeannie before we went to the temple because I was telling her about mountain spirits.
Oh yeah, and about like you know how the temple might be a little bit scary for me, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna be so scared. But no, there were like tons of people there. It was like really bright.
I was actually kind of disappointed that there were so many people there. I was.
I think I even saw a reindeer.
Oh, so the decorations they put up at the temple, it wasn't just, you know, like a lotus flower and a bunch of Buddhas. They put up paper mache, almost like Mardi Gras float type of things, but one of them literally looked like a reindeer. It looked almost like, well, we've got this empty space here, so what should we do? Oh, I know. Reindeer. Because Coex Mall has an extra set. And Coex Mall is across the street. I didn't realize that you were so scared of all these things. But then again, there have been lots of times where I think I was either telling you like a ghost story or something, and you felt a little bit scared.
No. I feel like, you know, like act like murderers, like serial killers, like rapists. There's a little bit more control in those situations because they're mortal. They're human.
As in you could take them on?
Yeah, I could take them on. Like, I'm sure I'd die or get hurt, but I could probably take them on. Yeah. Or like I can protect myself, use like all those self-defense things I learned. Go for the nose, like
You push up.
Push up. There's like the grab, twist, pull.
Of their nuts?
Yeah. Go for the nuts. Knee kick, whatever you do, go either for their nose or their nuts. What else was there? Oh, if you're like being taken away, like last resort, pee yourself or something, because they might be like grossed out and like let you go or something.
Actually, that's really good advice. So I tell young girls, if you feel in any way like a little bit creeped out because there's somebody following you, this could be totally innocent, right? But trust your intuition. I read this book. It was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and it was some FBI guy, and it's about how all these women, he had case studies of all these women and all these people who ignored their intuition, and they put themselves in situations where they were victims of crime. And if you interview them afterwards, like for example, a woman who's about to go up to her apartment carrying a lot of groceries, and some dude comes up and is just like, oh, let me help you. And she has a funny feeling like she's not comfortable. And she's like, no, it's okay. And then he says, what, you don't trust me? And then she feels bad, she doesn't want to be rude, so she ignores her intuition. And then he helps her take the groceries to her apartment, and then he attempts to, and then he actually does assault her. But then after, she listened to her intuition again, finally, and he told her, you better not move from this room or else I'm gonna kill you. And then he was out doing something, but she, instead of listening to him, she listened to her intuition, which was blaring like, bitch, get out. Like, bitch, run
for your life.
Run for your life. Right? And so she did. She tiptoed, like literally he was in the kitchen, like going through her like drawers, and she literally tiptoed past him in the kitchen. And it turns out, like, she was able to call the police in a neighbor's apartment, and it turns out he was looking for a murder weapon. So if she had stayed, she would have been killed.
He was looking for a knife, huh?
He was looking for like the right knife. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, she listened to her intuition and obviously did not sharpen any of her kitchen knives, which is a good thing. So yeah, she only had dull steak knives too. I mean, I'm being facetious, but the point is that she listened to her intuition finally, and it saved her life. And so I tell, especially young girls, if you have even the slightest don't worry if you're gonna be rude. If you're about to get on an elevator and some dude runs to catch the elevator, then you're you can get out. And if his feelings are hurt, so be it.
Yeah, so like those kind of situations, I feel like I have some kind of control over, or I can have some kind of control or defend myself. But with like spirits, like I can't do anything. I feel like they have, like, I can't hurt them, I can't like kill them, so it's just a little scarier.
Interesting. I feel like I have more control over spirits than people.
Really?
Because I feel like I feel that spirits, they respond to energy.
But what if they don't? What if they're like their own little entity?
I guess it really depends on worldview. If your worldview is that spirits, they interact with your energy, then your energy is the first and final defense against any malevolent spirits. I find people to be scarier because people, I think, they don't necessarily respond to anything except, grab the nuts and twist it.
Like, yeah, twist it.
It's feel good. It's feel good.